With that said, but with you being a nurse and working the 16 hours, like you were saying, and so forth, how do you find time to even make music, write music, be in the headspace for that? Because that can be on just a regular person. That can be very draining, where you don't even
Mhm.
want to do anything but just lay down. After a
Yeah.
long shift.
I set certain days. Like, I mean, my schedule changes every week, unfortunately, but I
Okay.
make sure I've set like at least like 2 days, 1 to 2 days out of the week where I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lock in the studio for
Hmm.
this whole like I when I lock in for like a whole day. I'm not gonna lie. I
Hmm.
sit in my studio for a whole day.
Yeah.
And I usually come up lately I've been just coming up with a song and I'm like, okay, cool. So,
Hmm.
I have to make the time. You just have it's a balance. It really is, especially, between working, going to the gym, taking
Hmm.
care of the dogs and, the music, all that. It's a balance and you just have to find it. And everybody's different. Everybody
Yeah.
works different and not everyone could do 16-hour shifts. So, I mean,
Right.
I don't blame them either cuz
Yeah.
sometimes I
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's about balance in life. It really is.
Okay. I mean, let's talk about that balance a little bit more so people can understand it. Because that you said something interesting that I like to expound on. Because I remember I used to work at Levi's. It's a plant where they did the not the making of the clothes, but it was more of packaging and shipping them back out.
Mhm.
And we were working on a weekend shift, and it was 12-hour days. So from Friday to Sunday, we working 12-hour days, so 36 hours, and just that
Mhm.
little weekend. So and during that time, man, I would still like go to the gym right after, that 12 hours and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I love it and I know what it does for me. So it was like a decompressed thing too, not only just on the fitness or the aesthetic style of anything, but it was also, like I said, for a place for me to decompress, alleviate stress and stuff like that. Now, and I always tell, my clients and people that when you're doing stuff like when you putting fitness in entertaining your work, and whatever else that you looking to do, your kids, family, or however, making time and stuff like that or whatever, is all about again a balance. Or I say rolling with the punch,
Mhm.
especially getting it all in. So included with your music and so forth. When I say rolling with the punches is man, we all have 24 hours. We not doing. Excuse me. It's not where is not where we doing something every hour. Every all of those 24 hours. It's something where it's some time where we got some downtime and
Mhm.
everything like that. If you got downtime to look at your phone, look at TV, something like that, that can be used for something else. So that could be for like making, like you said, making your music, going to the gym.
Mhm.
So how do you balance your time?
Um, Try to only work 36 hours a week.
Okay.
If I do a 16, that kind of helps me because that took 16 hours off for the week.
Okay.
Um, but I actually just got a second job, so I'm probably just gonna go back down to my 312s,
Okay.
just so I can work my other job because it's only 8 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, but basically, I work overnights,
Okay.
so I sleep during the daytime. So that's why I'm always up all night. People are like, "Why are you messaging me at 3 in the morning?" And I'm like, this is the middle of the day for me." But usually after my shifts, take care of my dogs, go to the gym, and then I usually sleep for about eh, maybe 6 to 8 hours, depending on the day. It just depends, really. Maybe less. It just depends.
Okay.
But then my days off, which I try to put aside that 1 to 2 days,
Mm.
is when I really sit down in a studio and write music. Sometimes I'll be in the car listening to, beats or whatever on the way to work, and something will come to me and I'll put it in my phone.
Okay.
And I'll just write it in my notes. It really just depends. And sometimes even at work on my downtimes, I'll just be listening and I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. And then I'll write it down. So I'm always working, even though I'm not working, if that makes sense.
Right. Right.
There's always time because there's always ideas going through my brain.
Yeah. I
And with
already
the
know.
overthinking, like we began with,
Right.
overthinking,
Uh huh.
I'm always thinking of something.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
try to write throughout the day because I feel like that helps me decompress as well. Like by the end of my day, I'm like, not as many thoughts, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I feel you.